fights ended in a KO, the most in any division. These guys contributed to that in a big, big way. So do not go anywhere. Don't blink. You have no time versus the Devastator.
Reyes with the big inside low kick there. A good weapon to be using for a fighter like Volkan Oezdemir. You can see he drops his weight heavy onto that lead leg before he strikes.
Very strong head kick there from Reyes, too.
Reyes in the grey, Oezdemir in the black.
Man, have we seen a lot of southpaw orthodox matchups tonight,
right?
I mean, I know we always get some, but tonight, I think this is 4 or 5.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot more than normal.
So Reyes training at 5,300 feet, sleeping at 8,500 feet in Denver. Believes his conditioning is the best it's ever been. Also getting some strong looks with the guys over in Colorado as well.
There's that straight left from Dominic Reyes. Oh, good inside low kick.
Good movement so far from Reyes, too. In and out, moving laterally, side to side.
Not only difficult to reach him, given the fact that he's so tall, but also difficult to pin him down, given the fact that he moves so much. Nice work by Volkan, closing in.
Yeah, that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, he's got to do it. I mean, I don't know how else he gets this fight in his pocket without closing that distance quickly and landing those shots. He doesn't want to play outside on this range with Reyes.
One thing I noted in my research was that Reyes does have a good plan B. He can wrestle.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he spent
heard that
groin shot. He spent a lot of time wrestling through high school and then crossed over to football when he was at college. But you know, those instincts stay with you, especially if you learn them at a young age. You know.
Oezdemir only attempted 2 takedowns in his UFC career so far. Landed one of them.
Oh, mama!
You can see Reyes was trying to throw a kick to the thigh.
Totally accidental on that one. If you've ever talked to Reyes too, you know he's not that kind. Not going out of his way to give you a groin strike.
Right, the action resumes. Inside leg kick there. Really power leg from Reyes.
Really dropping his weight into that low kick as he steps through with it. This is better for Volkan. Nice slip, good head movement. Power kick from Volkan.
Takes the legs of Reyes away.
Good work by Reyes, trying to scramble back to his feet here. He gives his back, but he's up.
And it's the clinch area that you've got to be very careful with Oezdemir, right, Paul?
Yeah, this is where he wants to be, holding on to something, throwing uppercuts, hooks over the top, and just working you in tight, especially against an opponent like Reyes, where he's going to have trouble on the outside. But beautiful work from Reyes getting out of that clinch.
I just had moments of that Oezdemir Manua fight where we didn't even really know what hit clean.
Yeah.
It's in those close quarters. But no time Oezdemir, still very dangerous.
That's exactly it. We didn't know what he landed because he was so close to his opponent when he threw the punch. Caught him right at the side of the ear, knocked out his equilibrium, and then chased him down for the finish.
Just kind of threw him over.
Yeah. Nice slip again by Volkan Oezdemir.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh,
really
that's
good work.
Only his 3rd takedown in his UFC career, I believe.
You know, I was watching him on the mats, though, out in Prague when we were there for that fight week, and he was working a lot of grappling. I really think he's determined to become a fully well-rounded mixed martial artist. I think a lot of people look at him as a kickboxer.
Yeah, and from our conversation with him, I really got the idea that he has a learning mindset. He wants to know where the holes in his game are, and he chases after them.
Yeah, he's making a career out of this. He's a real student of the game.
Volkan said something quite interesting in that the last opponent for Reyes was his debut fight in the UFC, so he believes he's behind that curve. And it is true, Oezdemir has fought a ranked opponent every single time he stepped into the octagon.
Well, that's the problem with stepping in against someone that's already a highly ranked opponent. You know, that was a short-notice fight for Volkan Oezdemir against OSP. It was an excellent performance, coming away with the win and surprising many people. But as you said, John, that there are no easy fights after that.
Once that happens, once you take that guy out, if he's got a number next to his name, guess what? You're swimming with the sharks. And it's going to be a long time until you leave him, especially if you keep winning.
Whereas, see, with Dominic Reyes, he was able to get 3 fights under his belt before stepping in there against OSP. Nice work by Volkan. This is his range. Up against the fence, close to his opponent, smothering almost.
Yeah, the pressure is really starting to work here. getting Reyes to back up. It's going to keep him from throwing those kicks as much as he wants.
Oezdemir's got to be careful of a low guard, though. 2 head kick knockouts from Reyes. He's very handy with the kicking.
Especially southpaw versus orthodox. He throws that left head kick up if your hand's down just a little bit. Even if you block it a little bit, if it wraps around and catches your neck or the back of the head, still puts you down.
With these big boys, it absolutely does.
Yeah.
Last 10 seconds in this opening round. We'll be back with round number 2 after the break.
D'accord? Faut juste pas que tu te lâches, tu te jettes. D'accord? T'as pas besoin de te jeter. C'est-à-dire que tu contrôles.
Control it.
Keep it, fans. Keep it moving. All right, that inside leg kick's there all day. Okay, that shit's bolted up.
He's going to start turning that quarter now. I want you to keep it playful. Okay. Keep it athletic. Keep it playful. Tapping into all our tools.
Dom, he's hit us. We've survived, right? We know where he goes now, and we know where we go now. We go up, he goes down. I need you to pair the left straight with the round kick, exactly like you do in training. Okay?
Look for that 10. Look for the 10 he's there.
Let's go get it, baby. You took his best shot already. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome back to round number 2 of this light heavyweight contest. A big smile there from Dominic Reyes in the grey. What did you guys take from the instructions between rounds, Paul?
Well, I mean, you know, for Reyes, they just got to keep him moving and stay on the outside. You can't let a guy like Oezdemir close this distance. He's so damaging in there. It looks like some of these punches are already damaging the nose a little bit of Reyes. I don't know if it's affecting his breathing a little bit. His eyes were really teared up in between rounds. He didn't mention it, and it doesn't look like it's bleeding or anything, but I just thought I noticed it. It might have been a little bit busted to the side. So
you know who Reyes
keep an eye on.
You know who Reyes can talk to about that?
Yeah, they'll have a chat afterwards.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good work by Volkan Oezdemir. He's managing distance really well against a taller fighter. He's covering the shots he needs to stay inside. I mean, the low kicks are great from Dominic Reyes. I do like what Volkan's doing here. He's adamant to keep pushing forward, make sure that Dominic Reyes feels like he's under pressure. I feel like he's putting his strikes together well as well, and Reyes seems energetically, at least to me, like he's on the back foot a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely, when we saw he was throwing bigger kicks and landing some better strikes earlier in the first, and now in this beginning of the second round, he's getting pushed back towards that fence, and that's exactly what Oezdemir wants to keep doing. Plodding forward, even if it takes a step back, he immediately moves forward just a little bit. He's not rushing it.
One of my biggest takeaways from our conversation with Oezdemir was the fact that he's got his right hand fixed now. And he said it's been such a problem for so long. His muscle memory, that programming, wasn't there. He was having to train around it the whole time. So when it came to fight night, the instincts just weren't popping. But now we're seeing he's able to use the full spectrum of his weapons.
Loving these feints he's using as well. Trying to draw the attack of Dominic Reyes, which is allowing Volkan to use good head movement to slip off to the side and get even closer to his opponent. Oh, a shot from Dominic Reyes, leading on his high school wrestling career. Nice takedown defense, though. Very good, very good.
Shoots into easily D'd up there from Reyes.
Nice. I like the aggression, though, from Volkan. He's continually moving forward here.
Good body kick, but partially caught there from Oezdemir. Presses forward. It acts like it didn't bother him at all. And that was a left kick to the liver.
Jared Cannonier countered those kicks very well, actually. Halfway point in this contest. Orthodox versus Southpaw.
Oh, nice right hook.
Nice.
Both of these fighters will be looking for an illuminating display tonight, given their peers in the 205-pound division. Been some fantastic performances of late.
Good head movement there from Oezdemir. Comes right under Reyes' strike. Comes back with his own.
Oh, nice knee.
Very nice. Yeah, we're starting to see some blood now from the nose of Reyes.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's...
Certainly affects his breathing. I mean, he just seems to be breathing quite heavily.
And after we talked with him, emphasized how great his cardio was going to be. And it might be, but if you can't breathe, I don't care who you are, you're going to get tired.
Yeah.
14 to 7 head strikes, double the amount for Oezdemir.
He can't breathe. He's breathing through his mouth, Dan.
Yeah, he is. And he keeps wiping it as well with his hand. He's very conscious of it, which is, you know, an unnecessary distraction for him.
Good left hand there, however, from Reyes, splitting the guard of Oezdemir.
Volkan's fighting with the confidence that his nose is strong enough to take these shots, which I like to see. That means that he's probably done everything he needed to do between fights to get that fixed.
Yeah, it's so important, man. It's one of those things you don't think you need. Oh, I don't need my nose. Yeah, well, you do. And if you had it broken and damaged before, every time it gets touched, it's either going to bleed, bother you, and affect your breathing.
Well, that's the thing. It's a key breathing apparatus, isn't it? And that's the thing in these tough fights. You start hanging your mouth open, you're going to get your chin pushed across your face.
Yep.
Reyes is now starting to reach. He's not really committing to these punches because he's realizing Volkan Oezdemir is slipping to the outside. Nice work. Yeah, we're definitely seeing some damage on the nose now of Dominic Reyes. Good inside low kick there by Volkan to counter the body kick.
Yeah, he's landed that a few times now. Every time Reyes looks for that left body kick, Oezdemir coming right underneath. Pressuring forward. Gotta watch the counter.
Great counter there by Reyes. Didn't quite get off with that head kick. And once again, Oezdemir shooting in. Good defense here so far from Reyes. We'll be back with round number 3 after these.
Water. It's all right, you're a little bloody now. It's okay.
Breathe.
Hey, just breathe. Keep moving. You're there. You see everything, dude. That inside leg kick, dude, just lays melting, okay? You can keep throwing that. That's always there, all right? Smoke intense there, okay? You're all right.
Okay, so here's the deal, buddy. We got to start taking some chances, right? Third round, we
D'accord? Hey, j'ai pas besoin que tu utilises de force.
I don't need to use power.
Box, kick, box,
Keep
kick.
boxing, keep boxing.
Produit, box.
Keep the hands up.
Hey, maintenant,
He
c'est
lost
vraiment la
the 2
différence,
first
hein.
rounds.
Tu t'endors pas. Hey, c'est le
Don't
dernier
sleep.
round, c'est que tu dois être actif.
Yeah.
Hey, utilise ta boxe, kick, utilise ta boxe,
Use your
kick.
box, use
Utilise
the
ta
box
boxe,
and
genou.
kick. Knee.
Hey, produit.
This third round is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of the UFC.
Bring it up.
Final round here in London. Nelson Carvalho of Oezdemir's corner, seemingly happy with his work. They believe they're 2 up.
I would say they're accurate in that.
Yeah, I mean, but interestingly, we look at the strikes, and they're actually even on total strikes landed. Volkan with a slightly higher success rate at 48% for 31 strikes. 1 takedown for Volkan, which obviously is going to affect the judges' scorecards as well. But I would probably say that Volkan's landed the more quality shots.
Yeah, that's the thing. When we look at these stats, a lot of people harp on them after the fact. But in the moment, when we're watching these fights live, you might land as many strikes, but this, I mean, that, you know, a touch to the chin or the forehead like that might be a landed strike, whereas you might hit me with a right hand and I'm buckled. There's a difference in how that affected me. See how I was nice and I gave you...
I'm glad you didn't hit me very hard. That was really nice of you. Even with 1 lung.
1 lung.
But both these guys they're reaching a little bit now. I feel like Volkan's relatively sticking to a game plan that he came into the octagon with, whereas Dominic Reyes, I don't really feel like he knows exactly what he's trying to achieve now. He doesn't seem to be putting anything together as far as as far as a system. There's no narrative that he's trying to instill in this round.
Yeah.
Volkan's doing an excellent job of staying on the front foot, slipping to the outside, threatening with takedowns as well. It's a good learning experience for a fighter like Dominic Reyes as well. Only 10 fights into his career. It's worth bearing that in mind.
Yeah, that's a very good point. He's come so far so quickly, but we could say the same for Volkan Oezdemir as well.
Both guys looking to land their power side.
I'd like to see Volkan try and exploit the movement a little more of Dominic Reyes, as he is forcing Reyes to use a lot of lateral movement. He could be cutting into those lead legs if he wanted to.
Going upstairs.
Yep, gets him to block it. That's all that matters sometimes. Occupy that left arm. He's not punching you with his power side if he's blocking a kick.
Let's listen in to the corner of Dominic Reyes, the Elevation Fight Team guys.
Hey, against the cage! Cheese grater, cheese grater, cheese grater! Yes, cheese grater! Yes, good! Good! Watch the sweat. Right hand needs to pummel. Put him in. Yes. Right hand pummel, right hand pummel. Let's make it work for that, guys. Let's make it work for that. Right hand pummels.
Interested in the corner, we heard the team shouting cheese grater. Now, I mean, we do hear things unusual all the time when we sit octagon side, but my guess is that they were trying to break the grip of Volkan Oezdemir up against the fence. Anyone that's had their face or hands down the fence is very unpleasant.
I swear, sometimes you leave a fight with more bruises, even training. If you train in a place with a cage or cage walls, oh my God, I don't even go near them if I don't have to.
I always remember Joe Danny Stevenson dragging people along the fence when he was taking them down intentionally.
Yep.
It's interesting that fighters are now starting to use creative ways to influence the fight. I mean, Anthony Pettis is the obvious standout, jumping off the fence.
Yep. And I was just in that same gym with our coach Daniel Vandelay, our jiu-jitsu coach. He was showing us when people have body triangles and you end up standing, you take them, you do the same thing on their toe, because that foot is like this, right? So you grind those toes against the cage. Such a dirty move, but so effective.
You've got to use what you've got.
Oh, and we train and fight in a cage, so you've got to learn the ways to use it.
That's the thing, though. You have to train that way in order to think about those things in the fight. I mean, obviously, he was fortunate enough to have his corner team right behind him shouting that instruction. But that must have been something that he was drilled and conditioned, so when he heard cheese grater, he
knew what to do. You saw him start shimmying, start shaking, just to grind those fingers up against the fence.
I think I'm going to pass on that invitation to Dan's new gym. Yeah, that's how they're doing things down there.
Practice some cheese graters.
Yeah. So let's have a look at the head strikes then. 27 for Oezdemir, 18 for Reyes. But Reyes is hitting the body quite a lot. I think that seems to be a good target for them. So they're exchanging really big shots.
And he's landed some really good inside leg kicks, Reyes.
The difference between the two fighters tonight, it just seems like Volkan Ozdemir's got the slightly higher fight IQ and the experience. Reyes is definitely a talent and he's going to come on, but that was a great performance.
We will be back with the official decision after the break.
Oh, some big boys with some big shots. Okay, Dominic, come to center for me. Yeah. Take a swig.
April 13th from Atlanta. It's a championship doubleheader on pay-per-view. In the main event, featherweight champ Max Holloway moves up to lightweights to challenge Dustin Poirier for interim 155-pound title. Plus, Kelvin Gastelum and Israel Adesanya for the interim middleweight championship. It's UFC 236, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, only on pay-per-view. With that, let's get the official decision and send it inside to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Mark Collette scores the contest 29-28 Reyes. Andy Roberts has it 29-28 Oezdemir. And Paul Sutherland scores the contest 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Dominic the Devastator Reyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner,